Hello and welcome to Inventor. This is a tutorial for ISO number 1. We'll take you through step by step and how to draw ISO number 1 on Inventor. So here goes. We're going to start by clicking the eye icon. We're going to double click and load that up. We're going to click New in the upper left, and then we're going to click standard.ipt. Remember, IPT stands for Inventor Part, and then we're going to click Create. This will take a second to load, so be patient. So, this is Inventor. This is the drawing area where you'll draw your object. On the left side is your browser bar. This will keep a history of every command that you do, every change that you make to your drawing will be logged right here in your browser bar. And up at the top is your toolbar. It's going to have all your tools in place up at the top. So we're going to start drawing by clicking this little square area, and it's the Start 2D Sketch. Okay, all you need to do is click this little rectangle, or at least the start of the rectangle. Once you click that, it's going to create or at least give you 3 different planes to choose from. We're always going to choose the XY plane. Just so you know, there also is a YZ plane and an XZ plane. Depending on what you're drawing or how you're drawing something, you might click on these different planes. For what we're doing, we're always going to click on the XY plane. So we're going to be drawing the steps of ISO 1. So we're going to start by clicking the line tool and just drawing those steps roughly what they look like. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I start by clicking and releasing the mouse. Okay, don't click and drag. So I'm going to click and release, and I'm just pulling this over to that top edge, and I click and release, and I'm now going to pull this perfectly down. We want a nice, perfect vertical and horizontal lines. Now, I'm going to mess up here on purpose. I'm going to pull this at a slight angle so it's not perfectly horizontal or perfectly vertical. But these next step, or at least the last step, will be perfect. So down, across, and do you see that dotted line show up as I move that back and forth? We want to see that dotted line. Okay, that tells me that this is perfectly below that point right there. See how that dotted line shows up? So I'm going to pull a horizontal line and that dotted line, click, and click to finish that. So this step is not correct. So let me show you how to fix that. We're going to click the horizontal constraint tool. Under the constrain area, there's the horizontal constraint. There it is. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to click on that line because we want it perfectly horizontal, and that fixes it. And just to the right of the horizontal tool is the vertical constraint. So we click on that line, make it vertical, perfect. Now we're ready to dimension it. This will make everything just how it is in the drawing. So we're going to click Dimension up at the top, and I'm going to click on this vertical line to start. I like to start with the overall length and overall height to begin with. So this dimension is 3 inches tall, so I'm going to type in 3, hit enter. Now this zooms way in on your drawing. This is actually part of the step. So I'm going to zoom out with the scroll of my mouse, or you can click this little front button right here in the upper right. And that will get me back so I can see the entire thing. So I'm going to dimension this 4 inches. This top edge 1.5. This step comes down 1 inch. And notice when I'm dimensioning, I click once, click a second time, and then type in the dimension 1.5 for this step. Click once, click twice to set the dimension. This is going to come down 1 inch. Now, you're going to run into a problem here. You're probably going to want to dimension this. Now, this is already set to 1 inch, and the reason for that is if we have a 4-inch length minus 1.5 over this way and another 1.5 here, it leaves us 1 inch left over. If I try to dimension this, watch what happens. We get an error message. It says you've over-constrained the sketch. It means you do not need this dimension. So just click cancel. And the same thing goes for this dimension. 3 minus 1 minus another 1 leaves 1 inch. So when I try to click it, error message, just click cancel. This is now fully dimensioned, and I'm now ready to extrude it. Extrude takes a 2-dimensional sketch and turns it into a 3D object. So that's what we want to do. So in the upper left-hand corner, we're going to click 3D model, click extrude. Again, it'll zoom in here, and I'm going to zoom out so I can see it and look at it a little better. And I want that to be 2 inches. So this is now technically done. So what I'm going to do is right here, I can click this little home button. This will give me a perfect isometric drawing, or at least an isometric view that we have right here. Now it's just a matter of saving. So I'm going to click the I button, upper left, click Save As, and I'm going to click and try to find my OneDrive for Business. I'm going to save this as ISO 1, and I'm going to find that in my Tech 8 folder. Once I find my Tech 8 folder, I click Save, and you're all set. Good job.